Now to go over our ingredients, we're going to need either hash browns or some diced potatoes. You're going to need 2 bags, 2 30-ounce bags of hash browns or some diced potatoes. Now it's not specific, but you can get whatever one you want. Whatever your preference or whatever you can get your hands on. Go ahead and pick that up. Now we're also going to need a pound of sour cream along with a 10-ounce can of cream of chicken. And finally, we're going to need 2 pounds of cheddar cheese of your choice. Not many ingredients, but this is delicious. Now we're going to take that sour cream and we're going to go ahead and mix it with that cream of chicken, and we're just going to go ahead and season to taste. Now the cream of chicken does have sodium, so do keep that in mind. So just go ahead and add your salt and pepper and just taste it if you like it and just give it a mix. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our frozen potatoes into our sauce, and then we're also going to be adding in the cheese. We're going to add most of that cheese. Reserve a little bit of that cheese. I want to say probably about 1.5 pounds that you want to put into it, and go ahead and give everything a mix. We're going to be reserving some of that cheese so that way we can top it over our casserole. Now you want to take a baking sheet that's about a 9 by 13. This is a pretty big baking pan. It's one of my favorite ones actually. You want to take some butter, and we want to go ahead and grease all the sides of your baking pan because you do not want this to stick. Plus you get those crispy edges, which I love when I make this dish. Now that we got everything mixed up, go ahead and add it in to your baking pan. Now you want to make sure that you get everything even because, you know, cooking is going to be, if it's uneven, you're going to have some spots that are going to take a little bit longer. So go ahead and spread out your cheesy potato casserole, make it nice and even, and then we're going to top it with the remainder of that cheese. It's going to be nice and gooey, but that top gets nice and crispy. I love that when it gets, you know, nice and crispy. So go ahead and just top it off with the remainder of your cheese. So before we put it into our oven, we're gonna actually be covering it with some foil. So you kind of want to make like an indentation on your foil so that way it lifts up a little bit, so that way your cheese doesn't melt towards your foil. Then just go ahead and cover it up. But as you can see, I do have a little space from the top of the casserole and the foil. So just go ahead and seal it up, and if you see it is dipping down, just go ahead and lift up the foil just a tad bit. Go ahead and set your oven for 350 degrees and let it preheat for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once we have our oven preheated, go ahead and add in your cheesy potato casserole. Now we're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes. Now everything's really cooked. There's nothing really that you have to actually cook in this. We're basically just heating everything up, get everything nice and bubbly. And if you have an oven that's cooking unevenly, right now is a good time that you might want to rotate your casserole. You could do this actually at 30 minutes, but I noticed it when I took off the foil, so keep that in mind. Then once we get everything back in there, we're gonna let it cook for about another 20 minutes just to get it nice and golden brown. This right here is one of my favorite side dishes. It's cheesy, it's creamy. This right here is some good stuff. We make this side dish for every family event when we get together, but it's mainly a big thing on Thanksgiving. Cheers, y'all. Super cheesy. I am a cheesehead. Hands down, this is one of my favorite side dishes. One of my favorite parts of this is that little crispy top right there and the edges. This right here is some really, really good stuff right here. You get the creaminess, the cheesiness, and that crispiness from that cheese. You guys gotta try this. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. As always, I'll leave the link in the video description and in the comment section, so that way you can go to my website, cookingwithkirby.com, to get the full printable recipe. I have these recipes, they're really good. You should try them out. Also, I got some awesome Thanksgiving recipes right here. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.
Did you take the stuff?
I'm like halfway through it. Why?
So you're like...
I have my energy.
I see you trying to get the...